Now I want to talk about how ego affects the brain, and I want to use 3 examples. You see, I told you in a previous video that when the feeling brain comes alive, that comes with negative emotions, the thinking brain shuts down. Ego is an emotion, pride, feeling, and when it comes alive, the thinking brain shuts down, and I'll show you what I mean. Give you 3 examples. First of all, is the example of Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige was scouted as an artist at the age of 17. Of course, she lived in the Yonkers, and she was recruited by a record company called Uptown Records. And at that age, she didn't know a lot about the music industry and how it ran as a business. But she said something. She said, I'll be at meetings, business meetings, talking about the business of my music, and I won't know a thing about what they're saying. But she said something. She said, my pride will not allow me ask questions. So can you see that pride limits ability to optimize your cognition or your cognitive abilities? Because of pride, she refused to ask questions and she did not learn. That's one. The second example I will give is the example of Boyz II Men. And Boyz II Men was the biggest music duo of the 90s, especially the early 90s. After a while, their first album sold about 9 million copies. And they had this producer called Dallas Austin. And Dallas Austin was telling this story. He said that after a while, they'll come to the studio and they won't talk about music anymore. They will just be saying, man, look at the number of diamonds on my Rolex. I can't even count it. They just became very proud. Now, guess what? Their biggest song, I'll Make Love to You, was written by Kenneth Babyface Edmonds. And guess what? The first day they heard the song, they said, we don't like the song. We're not going to record it. We can write better songs. And their record label executive said, you better record that song. And they were compelled to record it. Guess what? Eventually became their biggest hit of all time. What pride does is that when you see opportunities because of ego and pride, you don't even notice it as opportunities. So that's how ego affects the brain. Are you being affected by your ego in any way? I pray for you that it will not become your Achilles heel. Do have an amazing day, and bye for now. I want to facilitate a class on breaking down the concepts of the Bible, not just these 3, but many more. If you're interested, please call the numbers on the screen, send me a DM, and we'll reach out to you.